how did people in your family react to that? How did they react to you and your grandmother? I mean, did they think this is crazy, or it's just accepted as,
yeah, well,
we're intuitive?
some of them, we talk about it. It's interesting. It's a story. Oh wow, and
Right.
and and then there's some that just don't believe in it at all.
It's
and
scary
regardless,
to a lot of people.
I'm still persevering
You're
in
persevering.
this. Correct.
I know when my gifts first came out, my family thought it was completely out of my mind until they started to see that, I was right on the money with everything.
Right.
I knew things that I could not know about my grandmother, my grandfather. I wasn't born. How did I know these things, in detail? There's too many things. People are going to find it on the show that you've experienced that it's too many coincidences. It can't be a coincidence.
Right.
that you see all these things and you know all these things.
Right.
How does your wife react to all this? What's her
Skeptical.
She's skeptical.
Yes.
Okay. I like skeptics.
Yeah, skeptical. And even with the photographs, still.
And we're going to get to those photographs.
Yes.
Those photographs are unbelievable. You have how many already? Amazing
I think
photographs.
I have 18 or 19 with
18
us with
and
me
19.
today.
Okay. Well, we're going to be looking at those photographs of. We have one right on the. See the white. That's your kitchen in
Correct. Right.
Staten Island. Okay. There's like white puffs of. Like clouds.
Right.
Okay. I don't know if they're gonna.
I don't know if they can.
Well, they're gonna.
It's hard to tell.
They're gonna show more, but
right.
Okay. They get more and more intense. What is your view now about the afterlife, since you've, had all these spiritual, psychic experiences?
Well, now I know that there is an afterlife, and I have, what I believe, photographic evidence of it.
Absolutely. That's what the photographs are all about.
Correct.
And by the way, we might talk about this again on another show, but didn't you name someone that was in the rubble at 9/11, and then it showed up that that person was there?
In my, which I call a drum room, it's basically a music room with drums in it. There was a lot of activity in that room. And
spiritual activity.
Spiritual.
Right. We'll get into that.
Right. And a person from 9/11, a firefighter, had come through. And I was able, through his nickname and testimonials, to identify him.
Okay.
And basically thanking me and other people for working up there.
Pretty amazing.
Yes.
Pretty amazing. Now, you then, you called me. This is what, now it's like a couple of months. I got a great story for you, and then you came to see me, and you had your reading with me. I had a very strange experience with you that I'd like to tell everybody. Well, first of all, I recall when I started the reading with you, I felt that the entire room was filled with spirits. I think I said something like, there's 60 people in this room. I felt like I was being smothered by spirits. I never felt that before, ever. I mean, we all come in, people think they walk into a room alone. They do not. You have spirit guides and protectors, people that have passed away that love you, that stay near you. I know I have friends that say, I thought I saw somebody, like my father, dashing, on the corner of my eye. There was so many people around you, and I remember naming someone with a C.
Right.
I kept saying C, and then you said that's
Uncle Charlie, who's
I didn't know there was an Uncle
showed up
Charlie.
several times.
Right.
Actually, in some photographs, and he's come through a number of times.
Right. Well, they'll be showing those photographs. Now, what I had told you when you came for your reading was that they all want your attention.
Right.
And they're trying desperately to let you know that spirit exists. They're showing you in the photographs. They're talking to you. You're Mr. Q public.
Right.
You know, whereas myself, well, she's a psychic, she's a spiritualist, she's a healer. So there's another photograph right there that's just unbelievable. You want to talk about that photograph?
That was that's in the actual drum room. That photograph I actually came back to, and I saw that it was the J and then the E, and a couple other photographs, my name was beginning to be spelled out. If you look
Joe.
on the right of the
Yeah.
screen is an Angelina Jolie cutout, actually.
Yeah, yes.
And it appears as though there's almost a skeletal face on the cardboard, and then some sort of animal or eagle's head on her shoulder.
Yes. That's unbelievable. All your photographs have that white, those swirls
Yes.
in them. That is spirit.
Yes.
That's what they look like. That's Curlian photography.
And that's beginning to spell my name out. And you'll see in other
Yes.
photos if we show them
Yes,
the same thing.
they're
Right.
going to be showing more. Now, see, you needed, because you're a policeman, remember you said you cough whenever you talk
Right.
to spirits? Okay, I'm picking up your habit. Because your background is as a policeman, you need evidence. So that's what I believe, and I told you that in the reading. I believe that that's why you had all those photographs.
Right.
I've seen photographs like that before because myself and my teacher, when we photographed certain places, we would see, like, it would look like a cutout of, one of them was like a cutout of American Indians in white smoke. It was so strange. But I've seen pictures like this before with the white, and you have so many of them. So as a policeman, you needed the evidence. Otherwise, you never would believe in spirit. Never.
Never. And I wouldn't have even mentioned anything.
Look at that one.
This photo here
That's your
was
living
actually
room?
the one that made me go back and look at all the other pictures. Because again,
Aha.
as soon as I saw my name spelled out again, you can see the Y going down
Yes.
and then the E.
Yes.
And if you focus in above the television, there's a big face actually in the blinds.
Yes.
You either see it or you don't see it. And in the
I see it, but I've looked at the pictures many times before.
right, and in the table in front of the lamp is it looks like a photo of a cat or some sort of animal with ears.
Right. Now, aside from the photos, Uncle Charlie, I suddenly got a past life reading on you. You know, I do a lot of past
Right.
life readings, but it came to me so strongly. And I don't know if you remember when you came. It's the first time you came for to my home.
Yes.
For your reading. I got a whole past life on you. And I don't know if you remember that I was hysterical crying.
Yes.
I could not control myself. I was almost embarrassed because I couldn't stop crying. My body was shaking, and I saw you in dressed in dark clothing, like a medieval look, a long robe with a belt and a pouch that carried like herbs and creams, kind of like like a local sorcerer, I guess you'd call it. And what I did was tell you the story that, you know, many grew frightened of you and many were drawn to you. The ones who needed your help were drawn to you because you helped them. And the other ones who were frightened, they wanted to destroy you. So they warned you.
Similar to this life.
Exactly. So then what happened was I started to feel your pain and anguish, and I started to cry uncontrollably. I couldn't stop. And then I realized why I was crying, because they, I'm going to have to just say it, they sawed off one hand and one foot. Very brutal world then. I don't know. I hope we've, you know, improved a little bit since then, but I'm not so sure. But I felt, you know, I mean, what they did to you. And it was, I was in anguish. I don't know if you remember how
Yes, I do.
I was I think I had to leave the room. I couldn't even bear it. I felt your pain. I saw it. I told you what happened. I saw the blood. I felt your helplessness. And I heard you crying. but you didn't cry now. I cried for you. That happens a lot.